Hello, 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 everybody. Chelsea Nation here. Sorry for that hiccup. I forgot I didn't have my microphone plugged in. So, yes. How is everyone this evening? It has been a little while since I've done this. I have been quite busy. Benkai09, you are alive. You are live. Yes, thank you. Yeah. It's been a little while. I've been busy. Been very, very busy. In the time of not doing chill and chat, I've painted effectively a Space Wolf army. I have painted a Custodes army. I have two commissions going on at the moment. One is to go with the Custodes are some assassins. Currently work in progress on that one. And the client requested, and I kind of got inspired by the Lost in Space kind of TV show with this one, with the way he's done it. So, yeah, again, still a bit of work in progress on it, but it's getting there. Don't want them to be overly colourful because they're assassins, but he said he wanted it to look like Tesla coils on his back, so going to be colourful, I guess. And we've got a couple of commissions. So we got good old Sevatar. There we go. It's doing him, and his base is looking rather funky. And also doing a Mr. Kurz again. So he said he wanted it done like it was on the video, so yeah. So we're probably going to be working on these guys. Because I want to get those finished if I can. I won't get them finished on the live stream, but yeah, there's his cloak. It's weird. It's been years since I've done Kurz, like the way I originally did him. It's interesting just going back and seeing how I used to paint. Yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting. So, also as well, whilst painting outside, I'm painting a troll for Arkworld. He's a lovely piece of work. So now this guy reminded me, good old Discworld series, but I saw as well they are doing the Dark Crystal TV series, which is kind of like a prequel to the Dark Crystal. And yeah, I got super excited about that one. That was that definitely got me kind of interested in what's going to happen next. Yeah, what else we got? So also as well, we've got a few things that are going on in the world. We have good old Imperial Knights Codex has gone up for pre-order, and so have the kits. And I'll tell you what, Renegade is a very, very tempting kit to get. Very tempting kit. It's even better value than it was before. So I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, no. And the new Knights as well. They do look quite interesting as well, and I'm thinking, yeah, for about 200 quid, you could probably have an army set up. But again, there's other things going on in the world, which is why I'm hesitating with it. So also we've had the UK Games Expo going on, which I'm heading up to tomorrow. Hello, Wargamer Alliance in the house. Hello. Which one of you is it? Yes, so I'm heading up to UK Games Expo tomorrow. Check out all the different things that are going on there. But I am really excited to go catch up with the guys from Lion Tower Studios or Minis. Hey, Phil. How was the expo, Phil? I'm heading up there tomorrow. Yeah, so Lion Tower Studios are there, and they've been quite kind to reserve me some of their a couple of the starter kits for Wrathborn. So new knights are about 580 points ish. Normal knights are about 450 ish. Armigers are about less than 200. So I reckon if you have one of the big knights, two of the littler knights, and a couple of the Exposed Great Lion Tower stuff is great, awesome. That's awesome. I've been told there's a little bit of a surprise for me from Lion Tower as well. So as a little bit of a thank you for getting them on the show. So apparently we did the first interview with them. They've never done an interview before, and I was like, oh, that's quite cool. So they've got something for me as well. It's usually Spud that gets all the stuff. I'm just chuffed this time it's me. I'm like super grinning. Yeah, so I think maybe if you were running knights, you could go one of the big ones, two of the normal ones, and a couple of armigers, and you'd be close-ish, maybe, to two. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I kind of I was hoping I would catch up with some of the people who, from the YouTube community and stuff like that. I think a lot of people went Friday and today, and I think I'm one of the few people that's heading up there on a Sunday. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting one. We'll see what else happens. But yes, new knights, very tempting, very tempting. But there's also the element as well of Age of Sigmar 2nd edition coming out as well. I say there's that. There's 101 things like Star Wars Legion. I've been tempted by that. I've been tempted by a multitude of things. However, there's one thing which I do need to do really, and that is get a new set of brushes, because I've been working quite heavily with all of these brushes, and it's getting to that time now where I keep on cleaning them, doing brush care, and they're getting a little bit to that stage where they're like, they're not really getting any better when I clean them now. They're kind of staying as they are, and that's usually the sign of like maybe it's time to get some new ones. So I'm gonna have a look around tomorrow and see if there are any kind of brushes that I can purchase to see what's going on. Oh, cool. So the best miniature draw is tomorrow. So wish the Lion Tower guys. Yeah, I'm. If anyone's watching this, the UK Games Expo app is free to download, and it's free to create an account. So even if you're not going there and you watch this back, could you do me a favor? Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt doing this, but if you download the app, and I think you have to create an account, there's an option to vote for best miniatures range, and Lion Tower Studios are there, and they're going up against GW and War Cradle, who are War Cradle, the guys who make Wild West Exodus, and GW, obviously GW, and yeah, it's awesome to see a little company playing or going up against the big dogs. It's a true like underdog story, and I don't think that there's no enmity or anything behind it all, but we were talking after the show with Rick, and yeah, I mean, if GW win it at the end of the day, yeah, it's a nice award. I mean, they've got hundreds of awards probably. It's probably not going to be. I wouldn't say it's going to be overly treasured sort of thing. I mean, it probably won't go on their pride in place because they're a multi-million-pound company at the end of the day. So, um, yeah, it probably means something to them, but I don't know if they'll be like as much as it means to another one. Near the point where I can afford an airbrush and proper brush it myself, but then nights happened. um, yeah, as Phil said, what kind of airbrush kit are you thinking of? There's a few different ones you can go with. Barwell Bodyworks is a great place to have a look. And drop them a line as well. They get if you're in the UK, you can get to ChillCon. I believe they're there. They're great guys to talk to, and they can help you out. And they've usually got their stock there as well. So if you need airbrush or even just airbrush parts, Barwell Bodyworks can probably hook you up. So, but yeah, it's really hoping Lion Tower. Really hoping they get it. I mean, War Cradle probably, obviously, equally good contenders up for running. The sculpts are beautiful. It's just it's an underdog story at the end of the day, and I'm all for see if we can get the underdog to pull this one out of the bag, if you will. We'll see though. We'll see. Graham Riggs in the house. Hello, Graham. No idea, but I've heard that getting them in the UK can be a pain. Not really. Depends where you look for airbrushes. There's Barwell Bodyworks. There's everythingairbrush.co.uk. It can be expensive. It can be expensive. There's an argument here of you should get something great straight off the bat. I disagree with that argument because I think the first airbrush you get, there's a possibility you might pull it off and it'll work fine and you get used to it and you run straight off the bat. My first airbrush, I wrecked. I trashed it. I would say maybe go for a cheaper airbrush. You can get all-inclusive bundles and stuff like that. I think I picked up there was a compressor that had a hose attached to it for about 60 quid, 68 quid on eBay. But I think you could probably find a full airbrush setup. So it's compressor, hose, airbrush itself, and maybe a few accessories for about 100 quid, maybe a bit less. What you need to watch out for is there's a couple of things that need to go with it. One, need to get some thinner and get some airbrush cleaner. Usually rocking 7-8 quid a pot. And it's a big old 200ml pot sort of thing. So is it 200ml? How big are these? Yeah, 200ml. So they'll last you a while. So 200ml pot, keep you rocking and rolling with that. I mean, you can get some of the cleaning kit. That's probably good to get used to it. Yeah, I'd probably say the cleaning kit. Yeah, I mean, you can get that for like 5 quid off of Amazon. To be fair, doesn't cost a lot. I'd probably also get if it doesn't come with a kit, get like a little stand thing to hold your airbrush on. So because that's one of the things is when you're working with an airbrush, you'll be spraying, and if you need to change paints or you need to do something, you need to put the airbrush down. If it's got paint in it, you're stuck because you can't leave it on the side because so get something you can rest the airbrush on. Little stands they like clip onto the side of your bench. They've got like 2 prongs like that. And your airbrush just sits in it like that. My one looks like this. So it just sits in there. If I can find my airbrush, or one of them. So like that, it just sits in there like that. You can spray into this as well. This didn't look this color originally. This is just old. So yeah, get something you can rest on. If you really want to push the boat out, go for these quick release adapters because they are really handy. Not 100% necessary, and I would probably say that's the beginning part of your journey. After that point, most of the things don't cost as much. Yeah, the stand has seen better days. Most of the things don't cost as much after that point until you decide to upgrade something big. So when I say that, I mean if you're thinking, right, okay, my compressor, it's not that great. Like for example, with mine, it started leaking, or compressors that basically have a tank. Mine wasn't holding air anymore, so it was just constantly running. That does a two-part thing, which is a problem. One, if the compressor is constantly running, it's constantly running its engine, so it's making a noise, which is a pain in the butt. Because for 3 hours drives you a bit nuts. But the other thing as well, because it's not storing in a tank, you're not getting a like a consistent airflow. You're getting the air as the compressor actually generates it. So you may get pulsing. It starts spitting, and you won't get consistent airflow. So yeah, you need to watch out for that. If you are going to definitely get a compressor with a tank. It just makes your life easier. If you're on a budget, you can get one for cheaper, but I would say get one with a tank. After that point, to be honest with you, you just gotta start getting used to it. Take it apart, put it back together, take it apart, put it back together. And even doing that will teach you the dynamics and understandings of how it goes apart and how it goes back together. Because it's got you'll understand the science behind it. Awesome impression of a compressor. Yeah, it's got, as soon as you understand the science behind that, then you'll understand how things go wrong as well. Because when you're cleaning it, you have to figure out what's gone wrong. Most of the time, it's basically clogged up. I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's going to be clogged up with something, and you need to figure out how to unclog it. That's where the cleaning kit comes into play. A lot of people don't like it. Moggy doesn't like the cleaning kit I use. That's fair enough. Each to their own. Each got their own thing. I like it because I can kind of scrape out the nozzle. I can scrape all the gunk out of it, and I get after I've done that, it's really fun using your airbrush again because it's like it's near enough brand new, and you can put anything through it. The problem is, it's just that I'm pretty bad for it, and you might get bad for it as well, is cleaning it. I don't always do a full massive clean at the end of the session because time and being lazy, and you always get the problem as well is you may be working away on something and you think you got time, and then someone knocks at the door and it's an old friend and they want to hang out and have a cup of tea, and then you don't have time, and then you have to go back and clean it later. That happens a bit. So yeah, that would be my advice if you're going to go down the compressor route. But as you said, nights did happen, and yeah, unfortunately, nights and airbrushes do go hand in hand because it does make your life a lot easier. Putting metal down on them if you've got an airbrush, it does. But I know what you mean, temptation. But Age of Sigmar 2nd edition's come out, And the Nighthaunt, looking at them going, yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I may have to get the Space Wolves gone, and then have a look into something else. Because believe it or not, the Space Wolf army, the Space Wolf army was literally there to sell. So I've built it, painted it, and yeah, it might go on eBay unless anyone offers me something crazy for it. But yeah, it was basically a load of old models. And I don't really like selling models that aren't painted because the value of them is just nowhere near as good as if they're painted. So the idea is clearing out the hobby hole, getting rid of all the stuff you don't want, but in doing so, you have to paint it up and sell it so you can make some money to do stuff. So yeah, it's Space Wolves. I think when the codex drops, I'll stick that one up on eBay and then see if anyone wants to purchase them. But it looks like they're coming sooner than I thought. I thought we were gonna have to wait till June or something, but it looks like Orcs and Space Wolves, yeah, not too far off. Not too far off, but I think you probably get a new edition of Age of Sigmar in between that. Kilroy's in the house. Hello, Kilroy. Yes, sorry, mate. It has been a while. I've been doing a number of things as well. As I said at the beginning of the video, I've been painting a lot of armies. So I painted a Custodes army. I've painted a Space Wolves army. Now doing some Night Lords commissions, and I've been painting some of my own little toys for fun. One of these Savatars is mine, by the way. And I've got a load of these because I didn't realize these angles on discs, they can use the bows in 40k. And I was like, you what? So they're like 15 points a model. They move something like 12 inches, maybe 14, really fast. And then they've got these 24-inch bows, which are Assault 2, Strength 5, -1 AP. So they're basically like heavy bolters on discs, or one less shot for Dude It's June. Oh, cool. Nice. Spray cans for the win. Good old Ratcan could do the job on the first night of an army. Lord of Nighthaunt looked amazing at the fest. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, no, it's a fair point with rattle cans. Yeah, they'll do the job as well. I kind of get obsessed with airbrushing these days, and I forget that rattle cans do the job as well. So don't. You're quite right. It's not the be all and end all of it. Yeah. So if the Space Wolves are coming out in June or the Age of Sigmar is coming out in June? Oh, okay. So Benkai thinks the Wolves are going to be the end of July and rocks the week or so after New Sigmar in 2 weeks. Battle times not long after with the models. Same time as well for the new start set. Okay, cool. I did hear a rumor as well a while back that there's going to be a box set for Orcs and Space Wolves for that release, but we'll see how that happens because rumors are rumors. Okay, so yeah, you got that off managers, and to be fair as well, this is one of the interesting things. I speak to the manager at my local GW as well. He's a good guy. He's pretty honest with me. He's like, we don't get told that much, and I was like, well, fair enough. At the end of it, he's pretty open. He's like, if he gets told something, then yeah, he tells people because it kind of gets them excited for stuff. So I think there's got to be a certain amount of hierarchy and release information that gets put out to people. So yeah, interesting. Yeah, so hopefully the Wolves will sell, and I can invest that back into some other things as well. They've got a couple of these commissions that can get out of the way. I then got a couple of demons I need to finish up for Tale of Four Demons. I've got about 4 or 5 tutorials in the can that I've just got to get edited. We've got on that we've got Custodies on a jet bike, Space Wolves, the big old Dragon Ogre lizard thing, a ogre from Gorball, which is basically a Blood Bowl ogre, and the ogre from actual Blood Bowl as well. So there's a tutorial for both of those. Have I done any others? I'm doing one on this assassin at the moment. I'm just trying to get these Night Lords out of the way, and then I'll get that one finished up. So I got a bunch of tutorials, hopefully in the can, ready to rock and roll soon. We've got a big project with another up and coming company. I've got to get all his models put on different bases and then repainted. Let me know what you want for the wolves. Phil, that's just your hobby hoarding syndrome kicking into play. You don't want wolves. If you're serious, drop me a message, but I know it's hobby hoarding. Yeah, I usually get news before the local GW managers. Oh, Bankai's got some insider knowledge. Anyway, I should start lurking and get my next night base sorted. Cool. Need armies for bat reps. Ah, right. Okay. Fair enough, Phil. You still need to finish the Gene Stealer cult, Phil. I was going to message you and see if you want me to finish them off, because I'll do it for free, because I just know you guys are constantly editing and stuff like that. And I was like, let's just step in and try and help them out here a bit, see what we can do. So you got to go now. See you later, Phil. Have a good one. Not really, just spend way too much time online. Yeah, fair. I do the same. I kind of glued to Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that, and you always see the leaks come out beforehand. So, but yeah. So, yeah, I've been busy. I mean, you still see scatterings of wolves around which I need to finish. Like this goes from Skyball, Skiball, whatever he is, and I tried to. It was hard work trying to make him fit in with the rest. I think I kind of nearly got it. Just need to touch up the axe a bit, get a transfer on there, and then he kind of works. But it's just a big jump. I mean, you see the two standing next to each other. One is gigantically bulky, and the other is, well, I'm guessing gigantically bulky, but in a much different way. So, cool. No worries, Phil. So yeah, I have been busy, and I do apologize. I've not been doing chill and chats and stuff like that. I would say I had a bit of a chill and chat burnout. I was coming on to the shows, not really knowing what to talk about, and just kind of forcing chat out of my mouth, which wasn't really great. It's not good entertainment. Whereas now I've got something to show you. I've got something I'm working on. I'm not working right now because I'm drinking my cup of tea because it's already going cold, and I really dislike cold tea. So, and my voice, as you can tell, it's getting later on at night, so I'm getting that real gravelly tone come out as well. It's quite interesting. A couple of people say, like, they don't really say anything when the gravelly tone comes out. They're just kind of like, "Are you tired or something?" I'm like, "Why is that?" They're like, "Your voice sounds really low and really deep." I'm like, "Yeah, it does that when I'm tired." So, but yeah, I've got a fair few things going on at the moment, which is good, really good. Also played I haven't played a game. Someone at my local gaming group very kindly decided to teach me how to play Warhammer 8th Edition Fantasy. And I was so impressed with him. I was completely enamored by it because no one no one had ever taken the time with me before. And he was really good. And he is a teacher as well. And I was just like, you know what, mate? You've got me really interested in fantasy 8th edition now. I'm interested in Age of Sigmar, but I am well up for giving Warhammer 8th edition a try. So I've got Ogre's Army. I'm going to run them. And hopefully we're going to get them set up. What else have I got lined up? So got that. I've got the project for my friend who's starting up a new company, so we've got to do those. Skaven, I want to get finished off. I've got some more stuff for the wolves. Hopefully these shouldn't take too long, but these are basically predators. Because predators are really good in 8th edition. Jari's in. Hello, Amit. How are you doing? So yeah, this is beginning stages with these. I need to get some parafilm on these to mask these off. If you haven't seen it before, a lot of people use masking tape to mask off areas when they're airbrushing. If you go have a look at Moggy's channel, Moggy's Miniatures, he did a video tutorial on this stuff called parafilm, and it's something to do with surgical, something to do with doctors. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but basically it comes out in little kind of strips. A bit weird. It kind of feels a little bit like sellotape to a degree, but thinner, and kind of like a cross between sellotape and cling film, but it's not sticky. But you can tease it apart, and then it creates this great surface tension. So you can basically, if you pull it apart and push it down, it will stick to whatever, but you can just peel it off again, and it's got no tag to it at all. It's really odd. It's really good. But yeah, go have a check on Moggy's channel. Yeah, really great stuff. It's super cheap off eBay. Pick some up. It's amazing. So yeah. So Gilroy's like, I know I've got a bit much in the way of models. I just found out I lost like 6+ models today. I have no idea where they went missing. All. Oh yeah, I've had that. And like, where are they gone? So yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, low tack masking tape. I use the Tamiya stuff for that. Yeah, I use those. This stuff works better. It's really odd. If you get a chance, call Parafilm. Have a look on eBay or check Moggy's channel. There's a tutorial on it. It's awesome. Like this stuff just blew my mind. So, the only difference I'd say, the benefit of this stuff over the low tack masking tape, I have had it every now and again. It's rare. It's rare when it happens. Sometimes even that pulls off the paint if it's not adhering to the model correctly. So, yeah, this stuff is awesome. Kilroy says, I'd put money on them ending up under my bed, or since that's when I last saw them. Yeah. If you hide stuff, if you store stuff under your bed, then yeah, it probably is. I spent 2 hours looking for. Yeah. So Benko says, I spent 2 hours looking for the base I'm working on. It was right next to my desk, but it wasn't when I started looking. Yeah, now see, I have that. I go into this crazy frantic searching, like, oh god, I've lost it. And it's the most important thing, like, I don't know, the head of Kurz or something like that. You're like, right, where have I gone? And I'll tear the room apart, and I realize it's like right in front of me. Nuts. The Robotech mini, so it'll be annoying to find them. Yeah, I don't know much about Robotech. A lot of people like it. It's not. I used to watch the cartoon of the Robotech's not Battletech. I used to watch Battletech, not Robotech. How do you get mold release off your form? I've got an epic scale falchion. It's got a bit of hard to remove mold release. Benko thinks he's got a family of burrows. Forge World mold release, the bane of existence. Now it's interesting because I was told by a friend that I did casting for, or casting with, sorry, the guy who's starting up his own company. He said that mold release is a fictional thing that's down to the mixing, and they've just mixed it wrong. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know more than I do. You've done this longer than I have. However, I sprayed too much mold release on once. Guess what happened? Same thing. Paint didn't stick to it. So, couple of tricks. You got the soapy water technique. So you can basically dunk it in water, brush it with soapy water, leave it to soak. There you go. That doesn't always work. There's another trick you can try. If you've got an airbrush or some matte varnish spray cans, spray that over the model first, and it should work as a layer over the top of the mold release. I don't know how tried and tested it is. I'd probably say after every coat, put a layer of varnish on just to hold it there. But that's another way of getting around it if you do get stuck. So, right. And I can't be too long, guys, as well, because I'm going to UK Games Expo tomorrow. I don't have to be up massively early, which is really nice for a change. Usually, when I'm doing day trips out, I've got to be up super early, and it's pain in the butt. But this time, I don't have to be, which is awesome. I'm leaving about 8 o'clock in the morning. Drive down there, get in, see what's happening, have a stroll around. Probably not stay the whole day. We'll see. And then, yeah, rock on from there. So I think it's going to be, I'm really hoping it's going to be a good day. Again, if you're watching this late, if you're watching this tomorrow or later on or whatever, please go check out Lion Tower Miniatures. We had them on Chill and Wargamers the other day, and their model range is awesome. Yeah, yeah, well, dude, thanks, Chari. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, if you can, go check them out. The UK Games Expo app is free to download and it's free to create an account. I believe anyone can vote on the best miniature range, and they're in it against GW and War Cradle. So, and both of those studios are quite big and they're well established sort of thing. Whereas Lion Tower, up and coming. Yeah, I mean they don't even have a proper game out yet. I mean Wrathborn's on the way, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check out the interview we did with them on Chill and More Gamers the other day. Ah, man, this I'm so excited for it. So one faction is werewolves, the other faction is Vikings, the other faction apparently is going to be some kind of Romanesque style empire kings and stuff like that, which is cool. And the other faction, which I'm super excited about, is Samurai Dragons. Samurai Dragons. I'm just going to let that sing it. Samurai Dragons. So, dragons that are wearing samurai outfits. How cool is that? I cannot wait for those to come out. I'm going to be super, super excited when that happens. And their Kickstarter's coming out in October as well. So, hopefully, that should mean we get to see some previews of the models at that point. I don't think the dragon thing's even been sculpted yet. It's just concept art, but man, that's going to be so cool. I've seen the werewolves. Hopefully, I'm getting some of the werewolves tomorrow. They're awesome as well. And again, I said on Chill and War Gamers as well, I'm going to do a painting tutorial on those. So hopefully that'll get them a bit more attention and stuff like that. So, God, my voice is going gravelly. I bet you buy some minis, and in other breaking news, water is wet. Yes, yes. I've already kind of pre-ordered some, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Definitely check out the Hawk TC Combat booth. There's concept for the Shaltari Dreadnought. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Uh, yeah, their RPG theme as well. I mean, what they need to do next, what I'm hoping they do next, is because they've got like humans for all of those different factions, is then start expanding it into other races for D&D with all those different classes, because that would be amazing. Um, we'll have to wait and see, because obviously they're kind of a small company at the moment, so we'll see how quickly they can get stuff done. But yeah, that'll be awesome if they can do that. So yeah, Lion Tail. I'm so enamored with them at the moment. You have to excuse pardon my enthusiasm for them, but it's just so nice to see a new upcoming company of guys that are so cool and so kind, and they've got such nice looking models. Like Atlantis Miniatures, I want to go check out their stand because I love the look of those things. I haven't got any yet. I went in on their Kickstarter for the monsters thing, but that's not being delivered till later this year. I need to check out and see if Zealot Miniatures are there, because they they were doing some Minotaur things. Again, another Kickstarter I backed. I don't back many Kickstarters these days, but yeah, those two were just kind of like, how can you pass this up, man? Like, if you ever wanted RPG monsters or Minotaurs, they're just like, yeah, these guys are for the win. Um, so yeah, hopefully they're there, or if not, then I'll catch up with them sometime soon. Um, yeah, it is very much a David versus Goliath situation, Hammer. It's hence why I'm backing the underdog. So I'm like, if they can pull it off, if enough people vote for it and they get it, what a kickstart to come in. Like, sort of actual kickstart, that would be a kickstart and a half. You go, yeah, we beat GW and War Cradle in a competition for best miniature range. That would be nuts. That would be crazy. So here's hoping. Here's hoping indeed. But we'll see. Um yeah, so it's gonna be fun. Um I'm gonna buy minis, pretty much guaranteed. Um and what other projects have we got coming down the pipeline? Um oh yeah. The So we've got to throw out a bit of a plug for the boys over at Wargamer Online. Phil was the guy I was talking to earlier as part of Wargamer Online. Um, they have got the WGO Chronicles going on at the moment. So WGO Chronicles is basically see how much you can paint in. I don't know. It's till the end of August. Am I right in saying that? I think it's the end of August. So it's kind of a push yourselves and try and show off what you can get done in that time frame. Now, I think everyone's having a little bit of a burnout at the moment, because I'm not seeing that many, or they're doing everything on the website itself. And I mainly don't put on the website, mainly because I do that in big like lump batches. So when I get onto the website and the forums, I'll stick it all up there in one hit. Whereas it's a lot easier for me to upload it to Facebook, because I can just take a picture, click a few buttons, and then yeah, on Facebook. And I can also share it to other groups and stuff like that. So people who want to see my work and look at what kind of stuff I do. I do need to send out. I've had a few. It's weird. Recently, I've had a few requests from people I know from family life talking to me about commissions and stuff like that, and I'm like, huh? You what? Yeah. So, anyone had any experience building Cerastus knights? They're the Forge World ones, the Cerastus. Because I've built 5. Cerastus? Which one's Cerastus? Yeah, they're the Lancers and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're gonna build those, start from the feet up. Um, watch how the hips move as well, because you don't want it to be top heavy. Um, try not to get too adventurous with the posing, because you'll have to do some funky work with the base otherwise. If you're quite happy to go for the challenge, then yeah, you can do quite a lot with them, but sort of work from one foot and work your way around to the other foot, and then the top's easy enough after that. So I've gone on a massive tangent. So yeah, Wargamer Online doing the WGO Chronicles. Um, they it seems like on the Facebook side of things, I think everyone's had a bit of a burnout, because I'm not seeing so much come up about it. I think I'm the only person. I don't know if this makes me dumb or really intelligent or quite insane. That I post up something new that I've worked on for Chronicles. It's at least once or twice a week at the moment. So, and I'm basically including all of my commissions in it as well, because it's still jobs I need to do and still stuff I'm painting. So, I don't know if that counts or if that's classed as cheating, but you know. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting concept with the Chronicles, because I'm still very motivated to do lots and lots as best I can. And I had a thought at the beginning of the year saying I wanted to paint at least 4 armies this year, because I thought that'd be good. That'd be a good sort of goal for me to achieve. And I'm pretty good at like keeping up with the promise, because I've already painted a Custodes army for a commission. Nearly, I've got a bit more to do on Skaven. I mean, it's a gigantic army already, so I could classify that as an army. But I want to like finish it. So I've got Vermin Lord, 6 Storm Fiends, uh, the War Furnace, Plague Furnace, that thing, and Warp Lightning Cannon thing, the machine side of things. I need to get them done, and then I think I'm all done on the Skaven. I don't think I have any more models after that, which is an odd state to be at, which is what I'm trying to achieve, and which is why I was doing the Wolves this way, because I wanted to not have any more to do. I didn't want any more, those jobs that sit in the back of your mind. You're like, yeah, I've got to get around to that at some point. I've got to do that. I'm trying to get rid of those jobs now. I shoot myself in the foot because I keep on buying more stuff, but the problem is I get used to a game. I like, hence why I got these guys, because I keep on losing with my Thousand Suns. Like I don't do very well very often at all. But I found about these guys, and I was like, they're super cheap. They're kind of strong, and they're really fast. And I was like, that's the element of my army I don't have. I don't have a fast sort of unit to come in and help. So those guys are hopefully going to do it. So yeah, the thrusters one, the shield and the lance. Yeah, the definitely I'd go for magnetizing the arms with the shield and the lance. Because the lance is, because it's so big and long, it can get in the way. So I'll probably definitely go for yeah. Base first or get the leg pose down. It depends what kind of base you. If you're going for like super eccentric, the base sort of ties in with the pose. If it's going to be the legs are just standing on flat four, you could probably get away with doing the base and just plant the feet on top. But I tend to like trying to immerse it a little bit, so I'll probably build the legs and get them ready, and then when I'm doing the base, I'll put little green areas of green stuff, and then plant the feet, like press them down into the green stuff while it's still drying. And then it gives it a certain amount of weight because you see the feet actually sink into the base a little bit. So, I think there's a lot more on the WG website for cross. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think I'm the only guy that's one of the few guys that's doing stuff on Facebook. So Deputus Maximus, hello as well, by the way. Some people find it easy to motivate themselves, others are less. Others are lost. Oh, you were gonna get me to say it. Well done. Nearly got it. Amit's saying I never really finish an army. It's possible. But yeah, I've effectively nearly done the Skaven. Nearly did the Custodes army. Nearly done the wolves. So I've done 3-ish. Nearly. And my goal was to do 4 in a year. So I'm doing pretty well. They're absolutely filthy in game. Shoot easy. Yeah. Shoot easy. Like Shooty Wood Elves, Kernoth Hunters. Yeah, this is for 40k, Amit. These guys can rock around in 40k, which I did not realize. I thought you could only have the spear ones, but you can have these in 40k in Thousand Sons armies now, which makes things really interesting because you've got a really fast, relatively damaging group that are super cheap. So it's really interesting. The problem is they're a little bit glass cannonish. Like if you target them and really go for them, yeah, might not survive that long. So I'm not going to be much longer. I'm just going to do a little bit of work on Kurz, and then I'm going to have to call it because I got to get up early. So it's been very lovely chatting to all of you this evening. It's been fun. Definitely thinking later at night shows do tend to work. Yeah, Amit, you didn't know that. So yeah. There are 40k filth now for Thousand Sons. It's really weird. I don't really get the codex for the Thousand Sons because you've got like options in the troops for horrors and stuff like that, but they don't have the Thousand Sons keyword, and they don't get it. So if you take horrors, you're effectively not a full Thousand Sons detachment. And the problem with that is if you've got a full Thousand Sons detachment, all your psychic powers get increased by 6 inches. So why wouldn't you ever take that? Or like customize it that way? Because Smite then becomes a 24-inch range. And everything else is a lot longer. So, and since Thousand Sons are mainly Psychers, makes more sense to do that. So you would probably never ever see Zinch demons in a Thousand Sons detachment because it just ruins it. Which is interesting. That I would have thought there would be a way around that, unless the summoning rule gets around that. I don't know. It might do, but the problem is you have to put the points aside for it. So, is it anymore? Don't know. Don't know on that one. But yeah, I probably never run. I'd probably just run a separate demons detachment alongside them, just to make things a bit more fluid and you get the perks of all of them. It's been so long since I painted curves this way. Like years and years and years. I was it took me a bit off threw me a bit off guard when the guy asked me to paint this one. He's like, "That's the best I've ever seen." And I was like, I did that years ago. But thank you. So he said, "Yeah, can you paint it again?" Like, okay. So here we go again. Batman. Demons are there for summoning, yeah. You also can't do mixed keyword detach. So armies, yes. Detachments, no. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough, Benkai. Yeah. So yeah, I don't understand why you would ever run demons in um in any detachment of Thousand Suns. So you probably have a detachment of Thousand Suns and then a detachment of Zinch demons to go alongside. But you wouldn't be able to summon them, so you just have a load of horrors on the board with some other horrors. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It probably makes more sense going with Zangles and stuff like that. Um, what 30k armies do I have? I have Thousand Suns, surprisingly. They're an interesting combo of being 30k and 40k because I like saving money. So yeah, I've got Thousand Suns. I'm gonna be picking up Night Lords again at some point. Um, I did have Ultramarines, but I kept on convincing myself that I can make him look interesting. I could really do something with him and sort of dispel the whole Smurf mentality and be like, these guys are amazing. And I think in my head, they still are. 30k Ultramarines are awesome, but I just didn't have the enthusiasm for it. Just didn't, just couldn't sort of couldn't follow through basically. Um, yeah, it just a bit too much work. Everyone looking regal and pompous and noble and stuff like that, and it's not really my style. I don't mind doing it every now and then, sort of thing, but I'm kind of a bit more inclined to do kind of dirty figures and do some of the nastier stuff every now and again. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, 30k as well. Like it hit a very stagnant bump with me. Unfortunately, when Alan Bly passed away, there was very much a different shift in attention from GW and Forge World, the Horus Heresy. The focus on it was just not as great. Um, it just seemed it lost a bit of spark somewhere. I'm hoping it's not gone forever, but they had a big mountain to sort out or a big issue that they'd they'd had a look at seventh edition 40k and gone, right, we need to sort this out because it's not really working. People are complaining, we're getting bogged down with rules questions, everything like that. So they created eighth. And that worked. That worked really well for a lot of people. Including me, I like eighth edition rules. There's some things which I'm not overly keen on, but on the whole, I think it's a pretty good system. Um, However, Heresy is still in 7th edition. So you're now stuck with a very odd complex of everyone's being very loyal to Heresy. You go, yes, Heresy is the way this is the best game ever. I was like, but 8th edition is an optimized version of 7th. Well, it's not even that. It's a new version which was supposed to fix the issues of 7th. So how can you not look at 8th edition with a kind of like, well, that's better, or that's better, that makes more sense. They can't do with everything. There are definitely some rules which don't work or are just kind of dumb, and you're like, that's kind of stupid. But I think they're stuck with the limitation of the simplicity they wanted to make it to, and it's created a rift now between Heresy players and 8th edition players, where Heresy players are like, no, 8th edition's rubbish, I don't like it. And it's the same old thing again. It's like, have you ever played it? No, right, then you don't know what you're talking about. And some people will dogmatically not like it because they don't like change. And that's basically what it comes down. Um, that's all it is, and you just need to understand it. And people like that, you just need to leave them alone. Just like, yeah, it's fine. They just don't like change. Leave them be. They'll get on with it, and then maybe one day they'll plan to go. Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of like this. They might not. It might just be a thing they can never really accept or come to terms with. Which is also fine. That's their thing. They're allowed to do and think what they want. But a lot of people who've played 8th edition and now looking back at Heresy going, you know what? Those rules are just kind of clunky. They don't really work. And I do remember having a lot of arguments in 7th edition. Like a lot of arguments, and it got very serious, and it was very like, oh. 8th is a lot more calm in that aspect. There's less arguments about it because they've tried to optimize it that way. I do tend to find it's a lot more freer flowing, and maybe not necessarily faster, but it is more simple in an aspect. So, yeah, it's always that tricky thing. Is I loved Heresy, but I didn't love the rules so much. I love the rules in 8th edition. I kind of wish they moved it to Heresy. But would it work? And that's a question I don't think I can answer unless we tried it and did a lot of playtesting. But I'm not going to get paid to do that, so I'll leave it to someone who is. Uh, 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 uh. Uh, 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 uh. So Amit says Mechanicum 30k. Oh yeah, I've got a little bit of a 30k. It's probably my favorite battle for Legion. Primarch looks yummy. He does look awesome, and I think that's because he's got a helmet. And that's the main reason I think he looks awesome. Sick seems to be picking back up from what he heard at Fest. Yeah, I'm hoping it is picking back up. Alvarius is the best Primarch. Lots of models on the way. FAQ's finally on the way. 8th edition 40k was beta tested by AOS. Yep, very true as well. Yeah, they definitely enhanced Age of Sigmar to make it 8th edition. Yep, and AOS 2nd edition is getting command points. And AOS 2nd edition was beta tested by. Sorry, 2nd edition AOS was beta tested by 40k 8th edition. They had to start the change somewhere. So I love Heresy. Don't like Inquisitor. You say that. I love the minis 412 30k. The game not so much. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of it. I love it. I love the fluff behind it. I need to read. I'm trying to catch up on the books with it. I'm just kind of hoping they tweak the rules a bit. Maybe not even have to go to 8th, but tweak some of the rules. It's just very clunky in comparison to 8th. So Right, I need to end it there, gents. I need to go to bed because it's getting on. I've got to go to the expo tomorrow. So, hopefully, if you're there, pop along, say hello. If not, I shall hopefully catch you all online sometime soon in the future. For another fun game, or another fun game, another fun chill and chat. I thought I was talking to my friends there. Yeah, so hopefully I'll catch you up sometime soon. Have fun at the expo. I will do, Kilroy. Thank you very much. Yeah, enjoy yourselves. Be good to everyone. Hopefully I'll see you on Chill and Wargamers on Tuesday. We don't have a guest yet, so we'll have to figure it out. If not, it's going to be me and Spud doing something if Spud's around. But till then, see you later, people. Bye bye.